My aunt decided my inheritance was family money and tried to make me split it with the cousins she likes more. My grandmother died last year and left a small inheritance for each grandchild. Not life-changing money, but enough to pay off a credit card or fix a car. Grandma was very clear about it in her will because she didn't trust her kids not to argue. My Aunt Carol is the loudest arguer in our family and also the one who presents herself as the peacemaker. She's the type who says, "I hate drama," while stirring it with both hands. When the executor sent out the amounts, Carol started calling people, not asking questions, just making statements. She called me and said, "So, about Grandma's money, we need to talk." I said, "Okay." She said, "The cousins are struggling and you're doing fine, so you should share." I said, "It's not your money." She said, "It's family money." I said, "Grandma left it to each grandchild individually." Carol said, "And Grandma would want us to help each other." I said, "Then why didn't she write that?" Carol laughed like I was being naive. "Because she didn't think you'd be selfish." Then she named names, my cousins who need it more, which happen to be the ones who call Carol weekly and invite her to their kids' birthdays. She didn't mention my cousin who's actually struggling but doesn't kiss her ring. A few days later, I got added to a group chat called Grandma's Legacy with my aunt, 2 uncles, and a handful of cousins. Carol posted a long message about honoring Grandma's spirit by pooling some of the inheritance, so no one is left behind. She tagged me directly and wrote, "Some of us can afford to be generous." I replied, "If you want to donate your portion, you can. I'm not pooling mine." Carol replied, "Wow. So, money matters more than family." My cousins reacted with sad face emojis like we were in a reality show. My mom called me and said, "Just give them something so Carol stops." I said, "Why are we managing Carol's behavior like she's the weather?" My mom said, "Because she'll make this miserable." I said, "She already is." Carol then escalated to public shame. At a Sunday dinner, she announced, "Some people are choosing greed," while looking right at me. My uncle tried to change the subject. Carol said, "No, it needs to be said." Then she asked, out loud, how much I got. I said, "That's not your business." She said, "If you're not ashamed, say it." I stood up, grabbed my coat, and said, "You're not entitled to my finances." Carol said, "Running away proves my point." I said, "No. I'm leaving because you're enjoying this." Then I walked out. That night, my cousin texted me a screenshot of Carol messaging people privately. "Don't worry, I'll handle her." Like I was a problem to be managed. That was the moment I stopped trying to be reasonable with her. When the inheritance hit my account, I used it exactly how Grandma would have appreciated. I paid off my credit card and scheduled dental work I'd been putting off. Carol found out because she asked my mom what I did with it. My mom told her, which became another argument. Carol called me and said, "So, you spent it on yourself?" I said, "Yes." "That's what inheritances are." She said, "Your cousins could have used that." I said, "Then you should give them yours." She said, "Mine is already spoken for." I said, "Exactly." The group chat went quiet after that. Like, everyone got bored when they realized I wouldn't be shamed into paying. Carol still takes little shots at me at gatherings, but she avoids direct conversations now because she knows I'll ask for specifics. Grandma's will did what it was supposed to do. It exposed who sees money as a tool for control. I didn't become closer to my cousins, but I did become done with being voluntold to fund Carol's favorite people. When family values only show up around money, is it generosity they want or control? What would you have done?